At the same time, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, the IEBC, has advertised a tender for supply of electoral materials for the August the 9th, 2022 general election. Now, among the items sought for supply and delivery are ballot papers, result declaration forms, and a voter register. But is the Commission's inclusion of the supply of referendum result declaration forms that has sparked interests as the country awaits the BBI case appeal judgment scheduled for next month. Our very own Francis Gashuri has more.
391 days to the general election, the electoral body IEBC has begun procurement of electoral materials ostensibly to avail enough time for resolving any vendor wars that may erupt and avoid a repeat of the 2017 experience where disputes went on close to the polling date. The election materials tender will be processed through open international framework and will run for 3 years. Interested suppliers have until 13th of August to submit their documents for consideration in line with procurement regulations. Among the electoral materials that IEBC seeks to procure are ballot papers, register of voters, and election results declaration forms that will be used at constituency, county, and national tallying centers. However, what caught the attention of many observers is the inclusion of referendum result declaration forms in the list of materials to be procured, even as the country awaits a verdict from the 7-judge Court of Appeal bench that is handling an appeal filed by proponents of the Building Bridges Initiative, BBI. 5 High Court judges had issued a permanent injunction on IEBC to stop any preparation or conduct of a referendum. IEBC, however, says the tender advert was not a confirmation of preparation for a referendum, but part of the 3-year framework contracting for supply of election materials should a need for a referendum poll arise. Those interested in the electoral materials supply and delivery deal have been invited to a pre-bid conference on Wednesday and have to submit a 20 million shillings tender security valid for 210 days.
IEBC mesema your vote.
IEBC estimates that the August 9th, 2022 general election will cost at least 40 billion shillings. The National Treasury slashed the budget to 26.5 billion shillings, though the Commission is seeking further dialogue with the National Pass Keeper. In the 2021-2022 budget, IEBC was allocated 14.4 billion shillings, and the remaining chunk of election budget is expected in the 2022-2023 financial year. IEBC insisting the bulk of the election budget should be allocated in this financial year to facilitate preparations for the August 2022 polls.
And as a commission, we have always said we need to be funded throughout the 5-year electoral cycle. And so now here we are with an election next year, and the first tranche of the funding is just coming in.
The Commission projects a voter population of 25 million in next year's general election and at least 53,000 polling stations. The maximum number of voters per polling station, according to the Elections Act, is 700. In the 2017 general election, there were 19.6 million registered voters in 40,883 polling stations. Each polling station is manned by at least 9 officials on the election day. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.